7th frame. Here's America's skipper. 3 in a row for Team USA. Turkey time. Chris Barnes like it. The Team USA Appreciation Society like it. And it's the Stars and Stripes flying at the moment.
Yeah, it certainly is a great 3 strikes in a row from the duo. So it's Dom Barrett that's got to start something going here. He's got a strike from Larsen to work on. Really must double it up or their score will go so far backwards. 4 strikes from 6 frames thus far. The other 2 left open. That's what's killing them. And it's another spare. Well, run out the pocket, unfortunately. Some of the European fans look pretty disappointed about that one. Martin Larsen's a spare. The 6 and the 10 on the right-hand side of the pin deck. But it really did need a strike there to double up. And you can see the Europeans' maximum score drops way down to 213. This needs to be a spare and is, but it may not be good enough.
No, you'd tip the Americans to hold on to this advantage as we head into frame 8 of the opening doubles matchup.
Yeah, and of course, if they do happen to win, which looks likely, they will open up that 2-point advantage in the overall score and make it 11-9.
In terms of the overall scoring, Europe are getting close, but as yet, no cigars.
Yeah, they're not quite closing the door as they get there, are they? And another great shot from TJ, who can't believe that it's left a 10-pin. In fact, he's almost thrown himself off the lane. Chris sees the funny side of it. But why wasn't this a strike? Just a fraction wide of his mark, and it is just a little bit light. I mean, one wouldn't want to be critical, but there was a 10-pin.
You're talking millimetres in it there.
Yeah, and the 6-pin jumps around the 10 and just leaves it standing. Spare for Chris Barnes, one would suspect, and is.
Well, makes it look so easy, but that's 60 feet to aim at. But straight through that remaining 10-pin. And the USA are heading for another point. Their first of the session.
I wouldn't predict anything at this stage, but there is only 3 frames to go, and yeah, you're probably quite right. I can't see the top 2 players in the world having a couple of open frames and letting Europe back in. Dominic Barrett just taking a reback of the pins. He's working on a spare from Larsen in frame 7. As you said, Andy, 4 strikes only so far for the Europeans, but in amongst those strikes were 2 massive open frames, and that's what's reduced the score right down.
No, let's see. Wide 7-pin that time. Another spare for Europe.
Yeah, I didn't get much reaction in the back end in the pin deck. You like to see those pins flying when the 1-3 pockets hit, but can only be a spare if Larsen can spare this one. Throws it straight from the right hand side of the lane across to that 7-pin position on the pin deck. Maximum score reduces down to 202. It's not going to be the best game for the Europeans, and it just shows you what open frames in the wrong place of the game. There you see frames 2 and 4 after a bundle of strikes. Look, right in the middle of possibly 5 or 6 strikes in a row, there's 2 open frames, and that does so much damage. Foundation frame for Tommy Jones.
And nails the strike.
And that will do nicely, thank you very much.
He's in the groove now, TJ.
Yeah, it takes the Americans' score through the 200 barrier. Just got to keep the ball on the lane now, and it's all over.
Go, Dom. Bowling first again. If you can't strike, you leave your partner to sweep up the spare. And then it's you up first again. That's how Scotch doubles works. Well, the baton will pass to Martin Larsen for frame 10, but that's a little too late for Europe's liking, that strike from Dom.
A tactical ball change there from Dom Barrett in the 9th frame. Just looking to see if he gets a different reaction, because he's up in the next game against the American captain. So hopefully just trying to sort a strike line out that works for him. So he's kind of conceded that this match is already over and we'll be going to Team USA.
Just for good measure, Barnes strikes.
Yeah, managed to drop his speed down just a little bit on that shot. Gave him the ball a little bit more time to react in the back end than it did. And it went nicely to the pin, set the chain reaction up and got all 10. So it may well be that if Barnes gets another shot, he may well change balls as well. If he's see if he's getting some different reaction. And I think this is what Jones is doing as well. This match is won. They know it. They can afford to probably experiment just a little bit as the lane dries out.
Well, he hadn't even put that ball out for selection to begin with, Tommy. Experiment, I think, is the name of the game here. And the pattern on that ball, you get a much better idea of the speed of rotation. It was clean through once again from TJ.
Yes, well pointed out, Andy, that those sort of mottled coloured balls, that you can see how much rotation and revolutions there are on the bowling ball.
Not smooth from Barnes.
As you say, not dissimilar to that one as well. Team USA finish off. It's 2:35. It's a pretty good game.
Jones and Barnes with the point, which extends the Americans' lead to 11-9 now, ahead of Barnes against Barrett in the first of 2 singles matches in this session. Let's see who Tony has grabbed laneside.
Thank you. Yes, Chris and Tommy, whenever Europe get close, you just manage to pull away. And we spoke about this powerful doubles pairing, and it turned out that way.
It worked out pretty good. We struggled early, but you know, we were behind once in this thing, the very first match. I didn't like that feeling. It felt like we were behind most of the time yesterday, even though we never officially lost our lead. So the goal is basically just never get to where we get back to even if we can help it.
Was the open frame in the 5th frame the turning point in that particular match for you guys?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I don't expect either one of them to make, you know, a shot like that. Martin didn't make a very good one, and then Don missed a spare. But you got to take advantage of those, and I was fortunate enough to get up and make a strike, and then you know, Chris followed with a double behind it.
You're right back in it. You've now got a lead of 2 again. Well done indeed, Tommy and Chris. The Americans are ahead by 2. The formidable pairing of Tommy and Chris have held Europe at bay. We'll see you next time.